Hello friends and happy 60th birthday to Meghan Markle's estranged half-sister Samantha Markle. For the last 8 years, Samantha has made being Meghan Markle's embittered half-sister her entire identity. To honor her birthday, the Daily Mail ran a story entitled "The Lonely Life of Meghan Markle's Older Sister Samantha." As she turns 60 today, she will be celebrating in isolation due to estrangement from both of her daughters, as well as a long-running feud with the Duchess which led to defamation battle. According to this article, Samantha's life is grim. But is the woman who describes herself as Princess Pushy's sister the victim or the villain? This is the story of the world's most embittered relation, Samantha Markle. Ever since it was announced in October of 2016 that the mystery brunette Prince Harry had been dating was none other than Suits actress Meghan Markle, Samantha Markle has sought to exploit her connection to her younger half-sister. Instead of being happy for her sister, Samantha, who, according to her own memoir, The Diary of Princess Pushy's Sister Part 1, has been jealous of Meghan since her birth, began her career as an obsessive critic and troll of her sister. Samantha, who dreamed of being a model and an actress, was undoubtedly consumed with jealousy. Not only did Meghan achieve the life Samantha had always wanted as a successful actress, but now she was marrying a prince. Meanwhile, Samantha was now in a wheelchair due to MS, twice divorced and still struggling to recover from filing personal bankruptcy in 2003. A few days after news of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's relationship broke, an exclusive interview with Samantha ran on the front page of The Sun with the glaring headline, "Don't fall for my little sis, Harry. She'd be the next Princess Pushy." As some of you may recall, the lead-up to Harry and Meghan's wedding was a spectacle, with her father, Thomas Markle, staging paparazzi photos of himself getting ready for the wedding, and then going back and forth on whether he would attend the wedding and walk his daughter down the aisle, and then allegedly having a heart attack. Throughout this, Samantha Markle was a regular fixture in the media, claiming to speak on behalf of her father and never missing an opportunity to speak badly about Meghan.
Buckingham Palace, but it's from here that Meghan Markle's sister has been making global headlines for nasty comments about the soon-to-be royal. So, is it the case of an evil stepsister or a big misunderstanding? We've come here to find out.
Her half-sister says she's feeling like an outsider.
1 minute she's saying Meghan's wonderful, the next minute
calling her
she's saying
sister narcissistic and selfish.
Nobody in the family wanted to come out and speak. I am not going to say nothing and lay low.
Even after Samantha interviewed with The Sun, calling Meghan a shallow social climbing diva, Samantha continued to cast herself as the victim of tabloid lies, and insisted the reason she wouldn't shut up was because she needed to defend her reputation and that of the Markles against tabloid lies. In reality, the tabloids were just reporting the many nasty things Samantha was saying and tweeting about Meghan. When she was first approached for comment about Meghan, Samantha had nothing but nice things to say.
So look, you grew up with Meghan. Tell us about her. What was she like as a young girl?
Well, as you can imagine, and she still is, she's very creative, charming, lovely, full of life, very vibrant, and she's never changed. She's just so sweet and charming, and I've seen that so much in her recently. She's overwhelmingly happy, and so all of that comes out. It's quite nice.
Can you believe?
It was only after Samantha realized she wasn't going to be invited to the wedding that she changed her tune, and suddenly Meghan was the worst person in the world.
Markle's estranged half-sister is fuming that she didn't make the guest list for the royal wedding. Samantha Grant, who suffers from MS and is wheelchair-bound, just tweeted, "Family is family." She added, more than 1,000 complete strangers are invited. She also shared sweet photos that show Meghan as a little girl and at Samantha's graduation. She and Meghan are currently estranged. Out of respect, the Markles should be invited. In a recent interview with Inside Edition, Samantha expressed excitement for her sister.
For us, it's more like a family thing. If you're invited to the wedding, you go and you're happy for the bride and groom.
But that's apparently turned to anger now that she's learned there's no invite in the mail. She and Meghan have the same father.
Samantha also realized she would get more money and attention by saying negative things about her sister than she would by pretending to be happy for her. The media loves a romantic fairy tale wedding, but it also loves drama. Samantha, with all the bitterness and resentment she had towards Meghan, was happy to provide them with that. Here she is admitting to cashing in on Meghan's fame.
Life in general is not, but let's face it, we all have to survive. Money makes the world go round. So if you want to call that cashing in, that's fine. But I think, no one in media would refuse a paycheck for talking about the royals. And as a family, we're not subject to royal protocol, certainly here in America. So, if you want to call it cashing in, I think that's a little bit ridiculous.
I just
because
think that
everyone
the
in the
problem.
media.
Days before Harry and Meghan's wedding, Samantha Markle admitted to setting up the infamous staged paparazzi photo shoot of her father, Thomas Markle, getting ready for the royal wedding during an appearance on ITV's Loose Women. She claimed she set the paparazzi shots up for the benefit of the royal family and because she wanted the world to see her father in a more positive light. Samantha vehemently denied that money was the motivation. Thomas Markle later admitted that he made 30% of the initial £100,000 sale of the photos. I'm sure some of that money went to Samantha, considering she was the one who set it up. In 2022, BuzzFeed News named Samantha as Meghan Markle's biggest troll. Now deleted tweets from Samantha's many Twitter accounts prove that she spread damaging and defamatory lies and conspiracy theories about her half-sister, the Duchess of Sussex. There's also evidence that Samantha has for years been coordinating with and feeding false information to influential anti-Meghan YouTube accounts that have been the driving force behind what is perhaps the most persistent, insidious, and damaging conspiracy theories about Meghan. That she faked her 2 pregnancies, that her children were born to a surrogate, that her children might not even be hers, and that she was a prostitute among many other disturbing things. This, from a woman who filed a defamation lawsuit against Meghan, simply because Meghan said she didn't really know her. When it was pointed out by Meghan's lawyers that Samantha has in fact spent years trolling Meghan online, she vehemently denied it, despite the overwhelming evidence. Although Samantha was eventually suspended on Twitter for her tweets, she was reinstated when Twitter became X. This has allowed her to continue spreading lies about Meghan online. This seems to be how she spends most of her days. Samantha is obsessed with making Meghan the villain in her life because it's easier than taking responsibility for her own failures. In an interview with the Daily Mail days before her 60th birthday, Samantha accused Meghan of making the late Queen suffer and mocking her. Like most of Samantha's accusations against Meghan, this is false. Meghan did not mock the Queen, she was mocking herself. Samantha is spreading yet another lie about Meghan, based on a deliberate misinterpretation of this screenshot of Harry and Meghan's Netflix doc. Anybody who actually watched the documentary and who isn't an idiot would know that Meghan was mocking herself. She went on to moan about how she couldn't believe Meghan had done to the royals what she had done to the Markles. What exactly has Meghan done to the royals? All she did was leave and move with her husband and baby to the States and talk about what a miserable experience marrying into the royal family was. Cancer has done more to the royal family in the past couple of years than Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, has. And what exactly did Meghan do to the Markles? Samantha Markle, Thomas Markle, and Thomas Markle Jr. are solely responsible for the sorry state of their lives. It's not Meghan's fault her dad Thomas Markle is a recluse with failing health. It's not Meghan's fault neither of them work. Meghan didn't give Samantha MS, and Meghan didn't give Thomas Markle Jr. a criminal record. It's not Meghan's fault Samantha is so broke she is constantly being taken to court by collection agencies. Or that the public largely thinks she is a bitter, jealous half-sister. It's not exactly like these 3 were doing well before Harry and Meghan got together. In fact, I'd argue that cashing in on Meghan is the sole reason either of them has been able to survive these last couple of years. Samantha would have absolutely nothing without her ability to cash in on Meghan, and she's afraid of losing it. I would argue this need to maintain her connection to Meghan, along with her narcissism, is one of the driving forces behind Samantha's desperate attempt to sue Meghan. For the past few years, Samantha Markle has been trying to sue her half-sister, the Duchess of Sussex, for defamation. Last year, Samantha's case was dismissed. She refiled, and in March of this year, her lawsuit was dismissed again with prejudice. That has not stopped Samantha and her lawyer from insisting that they will still find a way to sue Meghan, and that they want the Princess of Wales to testify on Samantha's behalf. Samantha's lawyer, by the way, is just as big of a clown as she is. Peter Tickton is famously the only lawyer in Florida who would take up Trump's bogus case against Hillary Clinton for racketeering. He was nearly disbarred in 2009 and again in 2022 after he was sanctioned and reprimanded by a federal judge for filing a frivolous case. I have to laugh when haters of Meghan think Peter Tickton is some hotshot lawyer worth listening to. Little do they know he's considered a clown by other legal professionals, and the only reason he took Samantha's case is because his professional reputation is in the gutter and he can't get work. This is why he is representing Samantha for free. For the attention. At least that's my theory. Let me know what you think in the comments. Samantha's desperate appeal to keep this case going will be denied, and she will be faced with a six-figure legal bill when Meghan, who has indicated that she will seek cost, is allowed by the judge to seek cost. Here's the thing, Samantha Markle, who hasn't worked in over 15 years, is an unskilled, wheelchair-bound woman approaching retirement age, who lives from Social Security disability check to Social Security disability check. Social Security disability checks can only be garnished for child support, alimony, criminal restitution, and government debts, such as back taxes or federal student loans with a judge's orders. The sad reality is Meghan will have a hard time getting any money from Samantha's broke ass, and Samantha knows it. The upside is Meghan has already won the game of life. Meghan has the life Samantha could only dream of. Meghan is rich and beautiful, lives in a big house, has a loving husband, and is raising 2 beautiful kids. Samantha, who has had a string of failed careers and abusive relationships, spent her birthday alone and estranged from her own children with fake friends like Dan Wootton wishing her a happy birthday. Samantha used to make regular appearances on his GB News show before he was fired by the channel in the beginning of 2024. Now she makes appearances on his YouTube channel. Recently she was on his show saying that her father, Thomas Markle, did not believe Meghan gave birth to her children. We don't have time to go into how ridiculous that is. Never missing an opportunity to continue his obsessive vendetta against Harry and Meghan, Dan, who calls Samantha Markle a friend he is glad to have in his life, wished her a happy birthday, said that she had been unfairly maligned, and credited her with blowing the whistle on her sister Meghan. Dan Wootton, who was fired from all of his jobs for being a creep, does not care about Samantha. She is merely a useful tool he can use for clickbait. Samantha is everything she accuses Meghan of being. Samantha loves to call Meghan a narcissist. This is some Olympic-level projection on her part because only a narcissist would seek to make someone's wedding all about themselves. Only a narcissist would go on a vendetta when not invited to the wedding of someone they barely know. Only a narcissist would portray themselves as a victim of someone they have spent years trolling. Only a narcissist would spread lies about children and then expect to have access to those same children. Samantha loves to call Meghan a liar, but Samantha has been lying from the start. When asked if Prince Harry had met Thomas Markle, Samantha lied and said that he had. It has been confirmed by both Harry, Meghan, and Thomas Markle that Thomas Markle and Harry have never met.
Dad ever meet Prince Harry?
Yes, he did, and I'm not at liberty to discuss the details of that, but they did respectfully for both of them, and it was quite positive.
If you're still taking anything Samantha Markle says seriously, then you're an idiot. Samantha accused Meghan in her lawsuit of injurious falsehood LOL because Meghan said that she basically grew up as an only child. This is crazy considering Samantha herself has said she never really saw Meghan when she was growing up.
So, and Dad had a lot more money. Dory had other things. She was trying to get her life together. So Meghan was staying half time during the week, 3 or 4 days with Dad, and then the other 2 or 3 with Gloria. But then it became Meghan was living with Dad full time and only seeing Gloria on the weekends. And that was everything because we really weren't seeing her.
It gets even funnier. Samantha accused Meghan of lying about their relationship, thereby exposing her to humiliation, shame, and hatred on a worldwide scale. Even though she admitted that she hadn't seen Meghan for 10 years prior to her 2018 wedding to Prince Harry.
Not very much. I've done, five or 6 live interviews.
And you last saw Meghan 10 years ago, is that right?
I last saw her at my graduation 10 years ago.
And have you spoken to her since?
I spoke to her in 2015.
Right.
Was the last time I spoke with her.
Despite this, Samantha felt comfortable telling the world that Meghan was a pushy social climber. Ironically, Samantha accused Meghan in her lawsuit of calling her a greedy opportunist, when Meghan implied during the Oprah interview that Samantha only changed her name back to Markle from her married name when news of Harry and Meghan's relationship became public. This is true. In May of 2018, Samantha went by Samantha Grant. She started referring to herself as Samantha Markle once Meghan and Harry were engaged. Samantha also admitted to cashing in on Meghan. Is there a bigger social climber than someone who attempted to gatecrash Kensington Palace? Samantha has spent years criticizing Meghan publicly for choosing not to have a relationship with their toxic father, Thomas Markle. She has even accused Meghan of torturing their father by doing so. Samantha recently admitted to being estranged from her mother for years before her recent death. Samantha has called Meghan a bad mother for not letting Thomas Markle see her children, saying that Meghan was completely unaware of the short and long-term best interests of her children. Hellcat seems to have forgotten that she was investigated for child abuse, and the investigation found evidence that she had physically and emotionally abused her children. Samantha also gave up custody of her children and is still estranged from them. Meghan has a much better relationship with Samantha's daughter Ashley than Samantha ever has. It's also absurd for Samantha to pretend to be concerned about the well-being of children whose existence she has questioned. So, for the people who like to claim Meghan is the problem, would you want a relationship with this? Much of the criticism Samantha has leveled at Meghan over the past few years concerns their father. As I explained, Samantha's deep-seated resentment and jealousy of Meghan began the moment Meghan was born. That much is clear from Samantha Markle's memoir. This doesn't excuse Thomas Markle's toxic behavior toward Meghan, but it's clear that Thomas Markle was a much better father to Meghan than he was to Samantha. Samantha feels Thomas Markle gave Meghan everything and even spoiled her. She likes to point to the fact that Thomas sent Meghan to a fancy private school as an example. Samantha even likes to give Thomas Markle credit for things Meghan accomplished on her own, like her career, and claims that Meghan owes Thomas Markle. She has even accused Meghan of being a fake humanitarian because, according to Samantha, she did not financially support her father. Court documents filed in Meghan's case against the Daily Mail show that Meghan ended 4 years of financial support for her father after they fell out in the run-up to her wedding. Meghan's decision to not speak to her father angers Samantha so much because, from Samantha's point of view, Thomas Markle gave Meghan everything Samantha didn't get, and in the end, Meghan decided she didn't want a relationship with her father. Now, Meghan still has everything she wants, and Samantha has nothing. The truth, of course, is that Thomas Markle was just doing what any parent should do, and his toxic behavior left Meghan with no choice but to cut contact with him. Samantha once said that she was speaking with Hollywood producers about turning her memoir, The Diary of Princess Pushy's Sister, Part 1, into a movie. While this is definitely another hilarious lie by Samantha, I would love for this to happen. Samantha thinks she comes across as a long-suffering but loving big sister who suffers greatly at the hands of a bratty little sister. That would be Meghan. But really, she comes across as a bitter, delusional hellcat, and her memoir is a case study of sibling hatred. The neglected girl who was never her father's favorite dreams of becoming a rich, famous actress but fails. Instead, her younger sister, who she has always been jealous of, achieves her dream of becoming an actress, and then marries a prince. Burning with bitter resentment and rage, she spends the rest of her life trying but failing to take her sister down, only to wake up one day and realize that she is all alone. Tyler Perry could make it. I'd watch it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching.